I just wanted to show you Ruth's kitchen because it's absolutely amazing. Okay, so she's going to chat through a few things that are on her shelves. Okay, so I'm just going to pan across actually. You've got labels on most things, haven't you?
I know, yeah, I really like the labeler.
Sea spaghetti. Yeah. And wow, amazing. Oh.
I did at one point have them without labels, and then I was getting in a muddle. And I kept forgetting what they were.
Yeah, because some of them look really similar, especially the powders, don't they?
Yeah, it's the powders. I mean, I just got carried away with the nuts. I mean, I know what Brazil nuts are and walnuts, but once I started with the labeler, I got carried away and I wanted to do more.
Brilliant. So did you just buy the labeler just for that?
Yeah.
That's what I used it for. Ooh, sugar. Wow, look at all that camp. So do you use some of these every day, or do you kind of
seaweeds?
Mix and match?
Yes, I do. And not always the same. But orami and iziki I really like soaked and put in salads and things. Whereas that I tend to sprinkle.
What's that then?
Nori flake.
Oh, yeah.
And dulse. I can have it like that, but sometimes I soak it as well. And sea spaghetti, that one you really do have to soak, but then it's yummy. It's really, really yummy. You can have it like sort of spaghetti. I eat it like spaghetti.
How long does it take how long do you soak it for? Overnight?
It doesn't even need overnight. I can't really. Sometimes just a few hours will do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes I'll leave it overnight as well. It's finding that balance, so it doesn't go too soggy. But if I use some sauce or something with it, I just use it like spaghetti. It's lovely.
Yum. And have you tried the kelp noodles?
I didn't like them.
Oh, really?
They're those white things, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes, no, I couldn't stand them.
Oh, okay. So are they quite different to the sea spaghetti?
Yeah, I think so. And also I couldn't understand why kelp noodles were white. They looked really processed to me. For me.
Yeah.
I did get them. I got the packet and I thought, well, they look yuck.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, no, it's personal choice, isn't it? Vanilla powder.
Yeah, awesome.
So do you make smoothies up with these, or do you make puddings, or?
Smoothies sometimes, but in honesty, although most people like smoothies, I'm not sure of the texture. And what I tend to do, I make chia seed puddings, and like most people pour everything into their smoothie, I pour everything into my chia pudding.
Lovely. So you soak
the chia seeds, not for very long.
Yeah, overnight or for
no,
a few hours?
it's only about, it's not even that, it's about 15 minutes of that for chia. And I'll soak either in apple juice or just water or something, and then I'll add all the stuff. It's always got goji's in it, which brings the sweetness.
Yeah. And
I use honey. I'm not very impressed with agave, despite the fact they're saying it's wonderful. To me, it doesn't feel a good food.
So what else do you use as a sweetener?
Yacon. I'll sometimes use yacon and stevia sometimes, but I will tend to go honey.
Stevia, yeah.
I don't know whether
you have that one.
No, yes, but this is the one. It's there's somebody in Spain who does this honey, and there's a company.
Do they have that one?
Well, they import it from the people who import it from the guy in Spain. And it's really good honey. That is a lighter one. There's another one. So that's the one that really, it's just bliss. And they also do the frozen bee pollen, which is, I got some in the freezer. Have you tried the frozen bee pollen?
No.
Oh, it's lovely. You should try some. Oh, it's cold. That's the frozen bee pollen.
So it's from the same people.
Yeah, and it's different to the dried bee pollen. Hang on, let me have some. It is absolutely amazing. But that's the dried bee pollen, which is nice.
Yes, I've had that one.
And I will use that as... This is going to be cold.
Usually, I like to have bee pollen.
Try some of that.
Good staple.
I mean, it really is absolutely...
Oh, it's cold.
But try it, it's so different.
Wow.
Isn't it?
It's really soft, isn't it? Yeah, go on then, thanks. Thank you.
When I was on the juice, I did one of these, what they call juice feasts.
Oh yeah.
And I had bee pollen whilst I was on it.
Did you? Blended it in or?
No, I well, sometimes I blend it in. But I'd sometimes have it by the spoon because it felt like there's something to chew. And that felt really important.
Yummy.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice. Close up on it.
And it's pretty.
Yeah, it's really orange.
I know.
Really yellowy orange.
But it's definitely, but for me, bee pollen, honey, they tend to be more autumn winter foods. I notice I don't go to them in the summer. Well, I suppose that's fairly balanced. I suppose we go to the more yin in the spring and summer and more yang foods in the winter and autumn. And I've noticed already, I don't know whether you've noticed, and even though we had some good weather, that this seasonal shift has already started.
Yes.
I can feel myself sort of gravitating towards different foods. And I think it's just the weather shifting. And even when it's still warm, you're still getting, the dark. If you notice in the mornings, it's like just stay snuggled in bed more.
Yeah, definitely.
And in the evenings, it's getting darker.
So what of these foods do you have more in the autumn and winter then? Do you have more of the
mushrooms? I never have in the summer and the spring. I always have the mushrooms in autumn and winter. Most of these so-called superfoods, I don't even like that terminology, I tend to have more in autumn and winter. I don't feel I even need them in the summer. And I don't make a plan to not have them. I just gravitate away from them. Seeds and things I'll have in the summer. Nuts tend to be more autumnal winter. Dried fruit tend to be more autumnal winter.
And lots of fresh.
In the summer there's more fresh fruit. Basically, yeah. Although when I first got into it, I was very, very high fruit, whereas now I'm not. Far more sort of cucumbers, celery, pineapple. Pineapple, apples and carrots are usually the nearest I go to the really sweet, except for figs, which I just love.
Yeah, yummy. And I've got raisins there as well.
Raisins.
So do you sprout quinoa? Or you
yes,
cook it?
Sprout sunflower, and I was growing lots of baby greens at one point, but I got a bit lazy for several reasons. One, because they started getting a bit mouldy, and then I had mice coming in nibbling them.
Oh.
So, but no, what I normally do, if you notice in the porch area there, I've got shelves, and I had them all around there, so it's much nicer growing your own. Much nicer.
Yeah, it's lovely. And so, what do you find that the benefits of taking the medicinal mushrooms are? Are they calming? Do you feel like they protect you in
For
terms of
me, they
immune?
strengthen the immune system, and they feel fairly good. And I think, in truth, I've been really influenced by what I've read and what I've heard. And listening to David Wall sometimes, he just goes on so much about them. I'm so convinced that I tended to get them. But I do feel a benefit. But I do also continue to question myself as to how much I'm getting caught into somebody else's passion, and how then to match that against what my body's really wanting. And this is a perfect example of this for me, is maca, because I feel I want to have maca because everybody tells me it's so brilliant, but every time I try it, my body just says no.
Oh, really?
And I don't know why that is, because it's supposed to be particularly good for sisters, but my body does not resonate well with maca. So,
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know why that is, because loads of people say it's just the be-all and end-all. I keep thinking, it must be me, so I get some.
Maybe you just don't need the more mountain energy.
I don't know what it is, but my body just does not go for maca.
So what about ho she woo or pho tea? Is it also?
Yes, that goes in.
Lion's mane. Ooh.
Goes in puddings. I'm not. All these sort of herby, spicy things I got because I went through a space where I was doing recipes, but in honesty, I'm not patient enough to do the recipes. I can't be bothered. Somebody else does them. I'm quite happy to eat them.
So do you make up teas then with the mushrooms?
No, the mushrooms tend to go into puddings or smoothies.